Hawks win! Hawks win! 2-1 over the Carolina Hurricanes. Yes, you're hearing me right. Your Chicago Blackhawks beat the Carolina Hurricanes 2-1 in the Madhouse on Madison. And the number one star of the game has to be number 32, Kevin Lankinen, for your Chicago Blackhawks, as Lakes had himself another outstanding game in net for your Chicago Blackhawks, making a total of 31 saves on 32 shots. Yes, Lankinen should be the first star of the night, even though the NHL gave him the second star. I have to give the first star, in my opinion, to Lankinen. So, your Hawks win it, beating the Hurricanes, even though the Hurricanes were probably the better team in the first period. And after that, the Hawks started to play more of a trap and hold the neutral zone hard on Carolina, causing Carolina to basically get frustrated. But your Hawks prevailed and beat the Hurricanes. So let's look at shots on net per period. Why not? In the first period, it was 13-5 in favor for the Carolina Hurricanes. The Hawks came out slow in that first period, but Lankinen stood strong and kept this in favor for the Hawks to somehow build momentum. Going into the second period, it was 12-7 in favor for the Hurricanes. In the third period, we had more of a back and forth hockey game. It was 7-4 in favor for the Hurricanes. Total shots on net, 32-16 in favor for the Hurricanes. But the Hawks prevailed because the stats of the game, honestly, were pretty much all on the Hurricanes side of the ice. Face-off percentage, the Hurricanes went 64% at the dot to the Hawks 35%. Not good by the Hawks, but Carolina is one of those teams that are very tough to play against. Hits 27-28 in favor for the Chicago Blackhawks. Power plays, Carolina went 0 for 1, and your Chicago Blackhawks went 1 for 2 on the power play in tonight's action. That's good to see. Blocked shots, 8-19 in favor for the Chicago Blackhawks. The Hawks had themselves a good defensive game. Kevin Lankinen stood strong, and the Hawks prevailed. Beating the Hurricanes is a key. This is a type of win you want to have against a team who's arguably the best in the NHL right now. After taking 2 rough losses, the Hawks needed this win. So we go into the goals of the game, shall we? In the first period, no goals were scored, but Kevin Lankinen needed to stand strong to hold the Hawks in it, making it spectacular saves to keep the Hawks tied 0-0. It could have been a 5-0 game after the first period if Lankinen was not in net, because I don't think Malcolm Subban probably would have kept the Hawks in a 0-0 tie against the Hurricanes in that first period. How many high quality chances were getting rifled at Lankinen? I'm sorry, Subban, but it's probably true right now. Lankinen had himself a great game in that first period, saving the Hawks. So we go into the second period, where the new dad of the team gets on the board early at 29 seconds into the second period, scored by number 17, Dylan Strome. His 6th of the season, assisted by number 77, Kirby Dach. And number 5, Connor Murphy, to make it a 1-0 lead early in the second period for your Chicago Blackhawks. This goal by Stromer was a 2-on-1 break. And I even said this. How about get one for your new daughter, Stromer? And he gifts it in past Nevelkovic of the Hurricanes to make it 1-0 for the Hawks. And yes, Kirby Dach gets his first point of the season in his 3rd game in the lineup. Good to see right there. It was a good play by the Hawks. It was a 2-on-1 rush. If Strome could have passed, he could have passed. But he chose to shoot and get one for his new daughter. So the Hawks are now up by a goal. And the Hawks are not done scoring yet until this. The Hawks get a power play at 4:02 in the second period. Scored by number 12, Alex DeBrincat. His 19th of the season, assisted by number 88, Patrick Kane, to give the Hawks a 2-goal lead over the Carolina Hurricanes. Yes, the Cat gets on the board with his 19th of the season, putting him 4th in the NHL goal race for the Rocket Richard Trophy. Yes, the Cat's on the board, gets his 19th of the season. This goal was a tip in by a Kane shot on the power play. Cat went up into the paint and basically redirects it into the net, and the Hawks are now up 2-0. Then the Hawks still controlled play pretty much this entire period until 5 minutes left into the second period. The Hawks were controlling, moving the puck well, and then they lose a faceoff at 15:41 in the second period. Andrei Svechnikov scores his 10th of the season, assisted by Brady Shea and Vincent Trocheck, to make it a 1-goal game, 2-1 game that is. This goal was just a weird redirection where Hawks lose the faceoff. Carolina kept moving the puck around. Shea gets it and shoots it on net at a bad angle. Hits Wyatt Kellynuck in the paint, and it goes in off of Svech's stick to make it a 1-goal game. So we have to go to the third period with a 1-goal difference. And as you know, it is a 2-1 victory for your Chicago Blackhawks. So we go into the third period, and Lankinen needs to play strong. Same with the Hawks. They pressured the Hurricanes, keeping the Hurricanes out of the offensive zone, trying to hold them back. And they do that. But they allowed Carolina to get 7 shots. But the first shot of the period didn't even come 5 minutes in, because no team got a shot on with 15 minutes left in regulation time. So each team were playing basically defensively strong, and it led to the Hawks' victory. Hawks managed to shut down the Hurricanes, and there's man-on-man attack, and the Hawks prevailed. This was a type of win you want to see. Even though you got outshot, but you managed to become the better team after the second period and started to skate and move the puck around, get your opportunities, and you beat the Hurricanes 2-1. This was a huge win for your Chicago Blackhawks, where currently, as we sit, it moves the Hawks back into the 4th spot in the standings. Because right now, Dallas and Nashville are still playing as I'm recording this video. And that's tied 2-2. So, down in the comments down below, I want to hear what your thoughts were from tonight's action. And thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, let's go Hawks!